I just need you to get real loose. Get comfortable. Grab your loved ones, or grab your love partner. And if you're by yourself, no worries. Just follow after me. I wanna do the two-step thing, cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with them. Do the whole down and get into it. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Don't throw down, take a sip with it.
Right then, Craig, we're going to get to the bottom of Sasquatch today. Yeti, abominable snowman, and I've just saw a monkey in the woods. All right, so tell us what you've got. You got a story?
Well, I know that they're real. We've done research on this, and I went into there not believing in the Sasquatch. I thought it was just another story, another myth, but it's real.
It's real.
It's real.
So before this program started, we had to determine whether it was real or not, and you've gone straight in there with the belief that Sasquatch is real. What evidence have you got for this?
Basically, have a look at this clip. Now, this was a documentary, though. This was a documentary that was filmed. They ran over Bigfoot, put it on the roof, went back, got into their house, started eating its fish.
Started eating its fish? And I can see from the clip there, it tucked into the dress corsage. Is that the way you say it? Is that what it ate now? It ate a flower. And they named him Harry. It's a lovely thing, isn't it? It's
a lovely film.
And anyone out there that's thinking to themselves now in this moment, could we take a Sasquatch in? Let this be a template for all you guys out there to show you once and for all that not only do they exist, but you can take them into your home and they won't rape your daughter.
It's a little bit like taking in a homeless man, isn't it?
It is,
Basically, They're going to eat your fish and they smell.
And it's not a fucking alcohol abuser. I mean, that's the good side to it. What would you rather do? Taking an extreme alcoholic that's really going through the shit, or taking a Sasquatch? I'd rather taking a Sasquatch. He might eat your fish and your house plants, but it ain't going to piss on your bed at 2 a.m.
Is it bad that I'd rather have a Sasquatch than my mother-in-law round?
Well,
ooh. No offence, Daphne. I absolutely love you to bits.
Offended alert has gone off right there. This is the one podcast Craig isn't going running home to, telling his missus to tell her mum to watch. That's for sure.
Actually, I'm going to send it to her.
So basically, this is going to be a world exclusive. All the people have asked, why Bigfoot? Why are they so reclusive? Why has it been so difficult for them to be found, to be seen? And it's always been an age-old question. There's loads of different counter-arguments, but this is a world first that we're going to reveal today. Craig, do you want to go into it a little bit?
Okay, thanks for letting me do the bombshell. So, like all of these podcasts, we put in hours and hours and hours of hard graft research.
Absolutely.
We won't just go into this with a busy life of work. We'll put our life on hold. We won't see the kids. We won't see our partners. We will literally abandon everything to produce a great podcast, and we have discovered the secret. Now, the problem with the Bigfoot is no one can prove they're real because they're so elusive, aren't they?
Yes.
They don't want to be spotted. They are the great hiders of the world. And luckily, because we're great psychologists, we went into the psychology of why someone would be so elusive. Why would they hide? And it's because, and this is what started our investigation, they were shameful of what they did. And where did that take us, Andrew?
Well, it brought on the bombshell in that moment where I can only describe it as Sir Isaac Newton when the apple hit the floor and he understood the meaning of what the creating forces beyond gravity are. In of itself, gravity.
You'll have to tell me that story.
It was a moment when we both realised the shame that is causing Bigfoot to run and hide alone in the woods, hairy and hungry, is Bigfoot is a paedophile. Oh.
We've discovered it, guys. They are virtuoso paedophiles.
They have decided, they've realised that they're paedophiles, and what they've done is humanity a favour. They have decided to just go bareback in the woods, not care about hide run, not care about taking a bath, not caring about wearing clothes. They've literally gone and lived in the woods to get themselves out of culture to protect our children.
That's it, and protect themselves, because like usually they are basically hunted down like animals, and now we kind of hunt them down, but we just want to take a picture of them because it's like, oh, they're so rare.
We do, yeah.
When the truth is they are children abusers.
And imagine, it's funny, those Facebook paedophile hunters. Imagine if they got hold of a Bigfoot. Yeah. Right, it was the first people to discover Bigfoot. Wasn't the Bigfoot hunters, it was the paedophile hunters. And they've got him cornered up against a brick wall. You notice that in all those videos, the paedophile that they catches up against the brick wall, he's got nowhere to go. It's like, who built a fucking brick wall in the middle of the forest, right? So they're there and they're going, we've got, are you him? Are you Charlie? And he's like that. Yeah. It's like, you've been messaging this 13-year-old girl, haven't you? You've been talking about your penis to this 13-year-old girl. Yeah. Right. And then they call the police. And that's the way I think we're going to catch a Sasquatch.
We need to get the paedophile hunters on this, because you know what? If you ever want anybody to manipulate and trick somebody better than a paedophile, get a pedo hunter. They're both exactly the same. They just have different principles.
And they can join forces, the Bigfoot hunters with the paedophile hunters. Now it's a world exclusive, guys, and it's going to explain so much. These are good guys, paedophiles. They've realised they've got these feelings inside of the body that could cause them to abuse somebody in the world. And what they've done to protect the world and our children's children is they've gone to decide to live in the woods. So let's just leave them alone. Let's leave them alone out there. So, send that message out worldwide, share it, make it global. We know now.
So we've managed to capture that. We've managed to do the one on aliens and realise they're here to save us. So we've announced the time that they're coming. Yeah. And this week we have exactly what Bigfoot is. No one else found it out.
Here to save us by running away into the forest so they don't harm children. It breaks your heart, the beauty that's out there in the world, doesn't it?
I know how Sasquatch species was basically created. I know what happened.
What happened?
Explain what you know of a Bigfoot. It's so simple, guys. You'll have your own little philosophy, but I'm sure Andrew's going to explain it to you. What do you know about the Bigfoot? Just give me a rough idea what you've gathered.
I know they like ice cream cones. I know they like different types of ice creams, because in the wild, coming across cold things, you know yourself, when you have a tip top, it just soothes the bones in the summer, doesn't it? Those hot, sweaty bones. So when you ask me, you know that I know something about Sasquatch and you want me to elaborate on it. Let that be a lesson to you, never to ask me what I know about fucking Sasquatch. I know jack shit.
You've said the one thing that actually proves my case, right? Whatever you say about Bigfoot is the same thing that you can say about me and you, the human being.
Did you say Jew then? Because I'll tell you what, the offended alert's going to go off big time. Did you say me and you or me and you?
I don't know. Sometimes I mispronounce my words. But so basically, this is a story that I've got that proves that it exists, right?
Mm.
Every story that's ever been created by man has a truth behind it. You can look at the religion story and say, I don't believe in religion. There's no evidence there. But if you really dissect religion, you will see there's a lot of truth in religion. We just don't. We get lost up with the myths and the stories.
Are you saying Sasquatch is a Christian?
I'm saying that Sasquatch is real. They are part of the human biological genetic code.
He's going to say they're a part of us.
So basically, right, as you sit at home now, in your partially unconscious state of being, you do stuff.
I love there's a guy at home like that, scratching his balls, and he's like, oh, fuck me, he's onto something. Yeah, right, I was partially conscious there.
You look through a lens and you decide to believe in a myth or you don't believe in it. But it's just fascinating. I mean, these videos get watched by millions of people, and these people go on stage and say, yes, this is the evidence, right? There has to be truth. It's not everybody's gone mad.
Shall we take a look at a clip of the type of people that say Sasquatch exists? Let's have a look at the evidence of what type of people give anecdotal evidence of the existence of such a large ape-like human sapien Homo erectus. Whoop! Sorry, I didn't want to offend any chimpanzees. But yeah, let's go and have a look at the evidence for the type of people that we can believe that they've seen a Sasquatch.
A lot of people make fun of me, but I don't care. I know it's there.
Tim Peeler swears he had an encounter with one of the most legendary beasts in history, Bigfoot.
Well, he was what I would call a Sasquatch.
Peeler says there's no film of his recent sighting because he was too nervous to go for his camera, but he says Bigfoot walked right by him.
He had gray hair and a gray beard that come down to here. But he had long hair that was yellowish gray.
He says he spotted the creature one night when he was startled by his dog's barking, and he peered out the window, and there it was.
I talked rough to him and run him off. And he come right by me. He wasn't 10 foot from me. He went back out that path.
Peeler vows to get proof next time.
Seeing is believing. So I'll try to get him on film.
And that's my argument, Craig. Unfortunately, anecdotal evidence that's given by people out there come from people like that.
Do you think those people want to believe in a giant ape? Of course they don't. It's because they've seen it. They've seen it in the flesh, and I know how it was how it was created. I know.
It was you. That's why.
Listen, anybody out there who's ever been through a divorce, anybody's ever been broken-hearted, what do you want to do? You want to give up on human society and life, and you want to walk through the woods with your back slightly arched, totally given up, unhygienic, grow all your hair, completely covered your body. And if you bring a male and female into the mix and start mating, you have Bigfoot.
Well, when I went through a divorce, I wanted to go and spend the weekend in a spa, Craig, so I don't know where you're getting your evidence then. You want to go out and walk naked in the wilderness, all dirty, and I want to go get a foot massage.
Well, we have different upbringings, don't we? That just filled you with esteem and confidence when I was just completely neglected.
So let's go, Craig. Tell me some of the knowledge that's out there on Bigfoot.
So we have Bigfoot, also commonly referred to as Sasquatch, is a Canadian and based on American folklore. An ape-like creature, a little bit taller and bigger built than a human, I would say, looking at the very blurred images. So they basically think they inhabit the forests of North America, and there's been many accounts, but the evidence out there suggests that there's different, not just America, it's in Australia and even in the likes of the mountains in Japan and China. They've announced of this beast that exists.
This beast. Incredibly, Craig, as I was doing a little bit of research for this podcast, there's actually reports of Bigfoot's been sighted in Great Britain.
Is that the Dorset?
Blackpool Beach, most of them spotted. But yeah, there are actual reports of Bigfoot sightings in Great Britain.
I know. You know what's really fascinating about this? Now, we do this sort of myth busting as tongue in cheek, but when you look into it, it's like, hold on a sec, guys. Half of the population do actually believe in this stuff.
Half of the population?
Well, half of the people at work that I asked in the canteen. What would you like? What did you dream about when you was 10? What would you really like now to be true?
That arseholes weren't connected to vaginas.
And let's have a look at those images. Why are they so close?
So why would you put that next to that? Why put the two together? It's like God's going to go, I'm going to give you something really nice here, lads. You're really going to enjoy it. But the flip side is it's right next to the arsehole.
I thought he was going to say vagina. It's right next to the vagina. That's where we would have got him there, nailed to the cross. But whilst we're going down this tangent, have you ever thought, why do they put the sexual genitals for the same place that disregards our fucking horrible feces?
That's my point. You've just literally changed my point.
I thought it was just something the way that it looked.
No, and it's like, why are we going into this? How have we ended up going from Sasquatch to genitalia?
I think
Is there an
when you-
unconscious projection going on here that we deep down admire sexually the idea of a hairy woman with a ravaged sense of humour?
Not for me, but if you want to go down that, I won't. But yeah, all the mysteries that you have as a kid, and you're never told anything, are you? If anything, you're told that a guy comes once a year down the chimney and puts a bag of toys under the tree for you. And also you have flying little creatures that come under the pillar and get your teeth and leave nice coins that just happen to be our currency. It must be the same currency that they're on. And we have all these illusions.
Think about this, you feminists out there, right, that think that the patriarchal system that's... all the feminists out there that think the patriarchal system that's been put in place since their birth has oppressed them. Well, let's talk about the greatest story of all time, the greatest oppressive story of all time, how to conform children to the behaviour that the parent wants. Let's look how the parent's made up a mythological fucking symbol called Father Christmas that will determine your behaviour by if you don't do good things, you are not going to get rewarded. And if you do the things I like, you will be rewarded. And guess what, feminists? That type of matriarchal, both from the mother and father, influence that was there to condition the behaviour of the children happened to boys and girls, to take your individual oppressive thoughts and victimisation away and realise that we were in the same shit together.
Yeah. I saw an interesting statistic the other day about feminists. They're not very good at washing up.
Grab your loved ones or grab your love partner. And if you're by yourself, no worries. Just follow after me. Gonna do the two-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with him. Do the hold down and get into it. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Gonna throw down, take a sip with it. And lean back, put your hips in it. Let's have some fun. To the left now. To the right. Now take your left hand and put it on your side. Gonna roll your shoulder.